Hey, what's good, interweb? This is your boy Q, your friendly neighborhood Negro, with my first movie review of the spring, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, or otherwise known as JLA, the prequel. Before I jump into the actual movie, it's been about, what, a week now that the movies come out, so let's talk about the burning question that's been on everybody's mind before even going to see the movie, or the question people are still asking that haven't seen the movie. How was Ben Affleck's role as Batman? Well, Ben Affleck didn't play the greatest role in Daredevil way back in the day, so if you were like me, you were a little skeptical about him jumping into another franchise. Personally, I actually like Ben Affleck as Batman. I think it was more of like a redemption for him, and he gave a little more substance to Batman that I had seen with previous Batman. Not that the list of previous actors that played Batman were the greatest, but mostly they were really focused on the villains. Whether it was, as far as Superman's role in the movie, I didn't mind it. If you've seen Man of Steel, then you've seen Henry Cavill in Dawn of Justice. He did show a little more humanistic qualities in this movie than he even did in Man of Steel. However, he had less dialogue in this movie than he had in Man of Steel, which is saying a lot, because in Man of Steel, it was the Russell Crowe show. But it's only so much you can do with Superman. I'm not really sure. I've been hearing a lot of stuff, people talking about getting rid of Henry Cavill for future movies and things like that. I don't really think it's so much the actor. The actor is given a script. The script is basically the blueprint of what the character's doing, what the story doing, how to propel everything. Okay, so what can you really do with a stoic character in a script that doesn't paint a great picture for him? The movie for me was the must-go-see movie of the spring because of the hype of the movie, and because it's the first time we're going to see Wonder Woman in a long time, at least that I can remember, in a cinematic movie. And I felt that she did really good in the movie for the little roles that she got. She wasn't in the movie a lot. She was almost like a NPC from a role-playing game. You know, she was there. You really couldn't play as her, but when she was there, she was pretty cool. She held her own in some battles, which the battles were really good. I really enjoyed the Superman-Batman fight, which I would have liked to see more fights, but I do understand that they had to lead up into the fight, which I didn't really mind. If you're a person that were very upset about seeing Superman destroy the entire city of Metropolis on Man of Steel, then you're not going to like this movie, because it was almost like an episode of Dragon Ball Z where Vegeta and Goku were just destroying everything, except they didn't go to the city. Most of the time, they always flew out somewhere else and said, let's get away from, you know, the civilization. Well, at least Goku did. One of my favorite parts in the movie, I had two favorite parts in the movie, and one of my favorite parts in the movie, the first one would have to be when Batman gasses gasses the Batmobile and runs right into Superman, and Superman's basically looking like, I'm giving you a warning. Don't do this, don't do that. And Batman steps up out of the Batmobile like a straight up G and looks at him like, okay, I see you. And you knew right then, by knowing Batman, that he had a plan. And I liked that part of it. And that was just a very, well, that was like 10 seconds, 15 seconds of the movie. The meeting when they had Lex Luthor there, and he was antagonizing Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent. I was telling a friend, I was like, you know what? We need to see more Bruce Wayne in this movie for Ben Affleck's role to play a part, or a bigger role, and they did that. I was a little shocked. I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't seen the movie, but it was a couple times where I seen some parts in the movie where I was like, Batman got out slicked? Batman, maybe, you know, a 20-year hiatus makes you rusty, but I was a little skeptical again about that particular situation. Again, that had nothing to do with the acting. That had more to do with within the movie. They do have some Easter eggs of cameos, which I won't spoil those for you. But this is by all measures a prequel to Justice League of America. Basically, they're setting up things, and they're already behind the ball when it comes to Marvel. Marvel's been having a cinematic universe for, what, about 10 years now? Planning on making some more Batman movies with Ben Affleck, who I think did a pretty good job. You probably want to strike while the iron's hot. Ben Affleck's not getting younger. He's getting a little older, and I'm not sure if you want to keep running with the gruffy, older 20 plus year Batman, especially if he's already at a particular age. You don't want to go back to the Dark Knight, the Christian Bale Batman, where he's injured and he looks like he can't do anything. I will say, when Batman was kicking ass on this movie, Batman was kicking ass. Batman was grabbing dudes, throwing dudes, smashing people's heads into things. It was really an epic scenes to see Batman do and fight like we hadn't seen him. Like, Batman was really a brawler. He wasn't really doing a lot of martial arts. He was doing some more of a defensive moves and things, and he was just cutthroat. Batman was just coming out, like I said, smashing heads and taking names. Not Batman versus Superman, but it's going to be the Justice League that comes out next year. So we're going to see how they do with this. You know, usually the part 2 is usually the better one out of a trilogy or out of a series. It's because now we are already introduced to these characters and we get the chance to see where they go with that. There was no Easter eggs at the end of the movie. I'm not sure why. A lot of people, including myself, sat there and waited for the end of the movie, and it was nothing. But I guess that's okay. DC doesn't want to bite everything that Marvel's doing, even if you're playing catch-up. But what I would say, this is ushering in the first comic book movies and slash fantasy sci-fi movies of the spring. I would suggest, if you are a fan of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and you just want to check the movie out, it's a good movie to go see. If you don't like Ben Affleck as an actor, or you don't like Henry Cavill as an actor, you can wait. Honestly, the movie you can wait to Blu-ray to see. But this is basically the movie everybody's been talking about for the first week of it. So it did do good in the box office. So go ahead and check it out. And this is your boy Q, your friendly neighborhood Negro. Remember, eat, sleep, geek, repeat. Peace.